Day 3 of the Cantilevered Patio project. Just went and picked up some more fill. As you can see back there, some pretty awesome foundation fill from the local, I don't know, gravel, dirt, soil mulch yard. I was here yesterday, didn't film any of it. Really wasn't that exciting. More of what I'm doing today, but I'll give you a glimpse on what I worked on. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. So that's about a yard of foundation fill. Compacted. Working with like 1 to 2 inch lifts here. So what that means is I got a good section of material down, or a good portion of material down, leveled it out by hand, and then I came back in with a plate compactor, which I'll show you I'm doing today because I'm going to do a little bit more of that, and then laid down a little bit more material, same portions, about 1 inch to 2 inches, and then compacted again. And that just really helps with creating a really solid foundation. Now again, nothing's going to be sitting on top of this at the very end of the project, but I just want to make sure that, you know, it's flat. So if anything needs to be pressed into that to support the forms, I have a nice level surface, compacted surface that really helps. So the patio doesn't fail. But as I said, this is the first time I've ever done this, and I'm going to take every precaution I can to make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible. But there's 2 things in life that are guaranteed: death and your concrete will crack. Write that one down. Let's go. Boom. It rained yesterday a lot, so this is a lot heavier than it was the day before. All right, so continuing to grade. I know this is ongoing, but it's an important aspect of this whole project, right? Because once I have the slab formed, or the forms for the slab, and then I have the slab poured, I can't get underneath it. It's going to be like a clearance of maybe, I don't know, a foot and a half. So I thought of something just now as I was continuing to grade. Check it out. So the way my form is going to be built out is more or less like a floor system. I'm going to have joists running in between these two 2x12s, and that's going to help hold up the the form and then the form panels that lay on top of it. One thing I thought about is my grade level is probably going to come to about the bottom of my form, and I need to slope it away from the foundation. So my diplomat is a little high, but that's fine, because what's going to be underneath this once it's poured is like big boulders or big rocks to help with draining the water away from the foundation. So I'm going to continue to work on grading this. I'm going to slope it away from the house. This here is the top of our septic, so it's going to slope away from the house foundation and just over the top of the septic. So almost there. Once I finish this, it's back to building forms. Let's go. Before I get too far in the grading process, where I have to go back and move dirt out, I thought of something. Check it out. This is the next move in my ledger board form idea. So I'm going to make sure this point here is level with that point down there. Unfortunately, I don't have a 16-foot 2x12, but I do have a 16-foot 2x6. So I think that's what I'm going to use, and I'm going to cut it to size, because this is just about 16 feet, maybe like 15, 11 or something. I'm going to use that. I prefer have this one thing. I'm still going to prefer to have this span one solid board. I'm still going to anchor it into the concrete. The fact that it's a ledger board attached to concrete, the size isn't going to be that big of an issue. 2x6 versus a 2x10. So that actually is probably going to work better with that dimple mat too. That won't impact how it lays flush against it. So I'm going to go work on that right now. But basically what I thought about as I was doing that, as I was grading, I wanted to make sure that you can kind of see my red line on the concrete. I wanted to make sure that this board, the ledger board, and the grade were okay. Not one wasn't too high. I'm gonna have to shovel some away, so that's what I'm gonna do now. Get my 2x6. In order to make sure these forms are as, structurally sound as possible, I'm using these awesome Simpson SWS, I believe they're called, SWS timber screws, structural timber screws. These things are amazing. This huge head on it just allows it to go in there, not get buried in the wood, and then suck whatever it's screwing into. So that's what I'm doing here. Yep. 2 on each side. And then remember, I'm going to do some Titan HD all along the span, so it's nice and stuck to that concrete. The 2x10s on either side of the stem wall, patio, base, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to just call it the stem wall, have a bow to them because of the dimple mat. So basically what's happening when I drill in this, screw in this 2x6, it's kind of sucking them in, and that's exactly what I wanted to happen. So kind of happy it worked out that way. I mean, I was trying to do that, but 9 times out of 10 when I'm trying to do it, it doesn't work. But Now I'm going to get my rotary laser out. Make sure that's flat as can be. I'll do a rotary laser and then I'll do my red stick too. I got a big old one, so see what happens. Red stick. Best stuff in the game. That's what we like to see. Running into my first dilemma. This hole, I just drilled it, planning on putting a Titan HD there. As I drilled the other ones, thought to myself, how in the heck am I going to get to these once the slab's poured? I don't really want to climb underneath an 8,000 pound piece of concrete to remove this ledger board. So right now the plan is to put Titan HDs on each side, and any holes that I drill in the middle to support the center part of the slab, I might just insert some dowels that will allow me to basically remove the supports on either side and then slide the form out. That's the plan right now. If you have any other suggestions, let me know in the comments. Thanks. This is what I decided to go with. This end into the concrete like that, protruding out like that. I'm not going to put a nut on there. Normally you're supposed to, but that's going to do exactly what I need it to, I believe. Fingers crossed. Working hard behind the scenes on some other things as it pertains to the house, but I'm back on the forums today and I've got some YouTube magic to show you. So all right, so coming together slowly but surely. This is the form section for the overhang. It's about 7 inches. So I ran my joist every 16 inches on center. Attached another 2x10, and gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'll film that one so you kind of just see how it all goes, but pretty simple. I don't want to bore you with it, so that's it. Signing off. Let's go!